Hello people, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. This is Sorin and today we're gonna talk about the best tier 10 tank in World of Tanks, heavy tank and probably a tank that suits everyone playstyle. It is the one and only, it is a Super Conqueror. And why do I place it as the best tank in World of Tanks? Well, because it's accessible to everyone. It's not something that raise their bells like an Chieftain, where you obviously if you play the Chieftain, everyone's gonna focus it down, artillery is gonna focus it down, and I don't know, it just feels like it's a much better tank. Well, why is that? Our hero today, it's Tirk 022, is gonna show you us exactly what Super Conqueror is all about. Unfortunately, he gets one shot from the Progetto by crossing towards the southern part of the map, and he got spotted by the rain of the Parzawagen, and unluckily he's losing his fuel. Super Conqueror's hull, it's a bit weak. I mean, every time you get hit either in the rear, you are losing like your engine or fuel tank, and at the front as well, you're losing your ammo rack. But once you get hull down, then that accuracy, that gun hulling, picking up that pesky light tank. Yeah, this vehicle, once you get it hull down, and this is why our hero is going to the southern part, because obviously if you're playing from the northern spawn and you're going here, you have nowhere to hide your hull and you will be easily farmed down. If it was in, for instance, if you spawn on the south, it will be the best part to take this spot at A0 with your Super Conqueror, or alternatively over here playing around amongst the rock. Right, we are in position, and let's unleash 2800 base DPM, where you can pump it up to 3400 DPM, something that Cheftain can only dream of, and other tanks like a tank that competes with the Cheftain is the Panzer 07 PE, the assembly shop that probably you had to spend like 2 million credits on that. Actually, 2 million credits, 125 million credits, or 2 million experience just to get yourself a copy of a Chieftain, which is probably better or worse depending on who's judging who. Come on, get that steady hands on. And a quick disclaimer, our hero is playing with full gold. I think he is trying to 3-mark this because he has his second marks on his barrel. Congratulations for you, and I never managed to second mark tier 10. I'm trying, but I still haven't managed to do this performance. Another quick disclaimer, because I'm using the old sound mods, was that it's obviously the World of Tanks sounds from back of version 0.9.18, which is dating down to 2014, 2015. We don't have an engine sound, so I'm really sorry for that, but hopefully my voice should cover that up. And just look at that accuracy, look at the DPM. This vehicle, you are hull down, you just don't care about anything. Well, what do you care of? It's hiding this. Hitting only this part over here will result in a damage, and on top of that, the turret ring is also weak. But once you wiggle and you get the glimpse on how you play your S-Conk, then you won't have a problem trying to hide your weaknesses and showing your strength. And just look at that gun handling. This is 0.12 dispersion, which is very accurate. I mean, there is no point of using the vertical stabilizer on this vehicle. The best equipment, it is obviously the hardening to last longer in battles, the gun rammer, and the third you can put a turbocharger to move quicker. There we go. In just 4 minutes of the battle where we picked up an high caliber, and 60 TP actually is the only tank that can overmatch this. If he's gonna shoot here, if he's gonna shoot the forehead with AP, he's gonna penetrate that 99% of the times. Ooh, firing clutch over there, and up to 6,000 damage just sitting in this position. And how many tanks were there? Like 5, 6, 7 tanks. Pretty much he's facing alone the entire enemy team. But yeah, I mean, this is what you should do on this map, because it's an encounter, it's Karelia encounter. What you need to do is to defend the base, and on this map Some days ago, I nearly got myself 0 damage Colobano because I was playing the Patton, Patton the tank, and enemies had like a minute left. There were 5 tanks, we were 2 tanks. My guy picked up a kill and he instantly went down. So I managed to stand alone against 4 vehicles and survive with 0 damage. It is what it is. But that's encounter. Look at that accuracy, just insane accuracy for the S-Conk. This 120 millimeter, it is really reliable, and having 0.32 base dispersion, it is insane. 1.8 seconds aiming time, having a reload down to 7 seconds, which means you can track some vehicles that are not using their equipment properly, or not having their proper cruise skill. What are actually the weaknesses of this vehicle? Well, obviously the hull armor, it's 152 millimeters on the front. You have that space protection on the upper glacier, and come on, can you make that shell count? And luckily, I mean, while I was talking about that, he's already 9,000 damage. He's done more damage than I ever did in all my 22,000 games of full of tanks. And luckily he's running low on ammo, but it's time for his team to actually do some stuff, because it looks like he's been carrying the game, dealing 9,000 damage. I think it's half of the enemy's hit points, or maybe like 40%, because it's a tier 8 matchmaking. Oh, that's a Capazan over there, going straight to this upper plate, and come on, can you pick up that kill? Make that 5 kills. Nice. Can you pick up a top gun and up to 9.6k damage? 1 shell to go to that magic 5-digit mark. I am just literally impressed by how well the Super Conqueror is handling, how well it's in the hands of a good player. And on top of that, I've seen some average players as well playing the Ice Conqueror, and they're still doing very, very nice. This is why I talk about at the beginning of the video about it being probably the best tank in World of Tanks, especially at tier 10, because everyone can access to it. The tech tree towards it, it's I mean, up to tier 7 it's pretty bad, but the tier 8, the Canavan, is a really good tank. The Conqueror at tier 9, it's starting to taste like this one, but doesn't have the best DPM. And up to the tier 10, you're just a dream. This tank is a meta tank in the Clan Wars. If you don't have the Cheftain, no worries, you can pick the S-Conk. Obviously you have more DPM than the Cheftain, so you can deal out more damage killing the Chieftains. And you have the accuracy. I was just about to say the accuracy, but yeah, you can actually aim for Chieftain's weak points with this gun, which is really insane. I need to get my hands on S-Conk as well, to just to stat pad my stats. And there we go, the magic 10,000 damage. That's our warrior. Thank you. And 3 HE shells. I forgot to mention the HE shells of this vehicle. 100 meters of HE pen with 515, meaning you can actually carry some more HEs versus tier 8s, because obviously with the Progetto, the Skoda T27, what are the tanks that you can HE pen? The 07 Panzer, there are actually some vehicles like the Progetto 65. Oh, losing ammo rack, that's what I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Don't get ammo blown up. 7 kills and 1 HE shells. There is a full HP Skoda T27 left. I mean, actually you actually need to defend this, so as long as you don't die on the Scorpion, this should be an easy victory. And I mean he's not gonna reload. That tank's DPM is very bad, but you are clippable to him. And come on, a 0 shells, not even a fade in. You're bouncing both shells, so as long as he doesn't hit your ammo rack, you should not die. He is 300 hit points. Is he gonna ram you? No way. No blaming away, man. What an ending. And you got a Radley Walters as well. I mean, congratulations on this performance, dealing 11,000 794 damage, which is pretty much 150% of as much damage I managed to do in Wall of Tanks. And they dealt it versus tier 8. This is insane. I really love the aggressiveness of this match. The obviously the sniping over here as well, that he managed to single-handedly manage to secure a flank and hold up seven vehicles, killing half of the enemy team. Really big congratulations. And this is what the S-Conqueror can do versus anything pretty much. Let's see what are the results, Crane. Alright, it was a victory. I mean, imagine doing 12,000 damage and not even receiving a victory. That is just a heartbreak for so many replays that I got on my channel. But luckily, that was an ace. It was a hand of God because you managed to survive and win the battle, receiving damage from less than 4 different enemies. In this case, you fought an entire flank, an entire army of enemies, a bruiser, a duelist. All those medals are pretty much doing the same thing. Shellproof because you managed to block 5.8 thousand damage with S-Conqueror's insane turret armor. Fire for effort for dealing obviously your amount of hit points. Radley Waters medal for securing the 8th kill with an insane Ramadan. I mean, there should be like a medal in World of Tanks dedicated to you for killing the last enemy without no shells and winning. High caliber for dealing twice. I think it was twice amount the HP required for a high caliber. In this case, I think it is 40% of the entire enemy hit point. Cool-headed for ricocheting 10 shots. Really good this vehicle for completing missions, by the way. A top gun and a steel wall for receiving the most hits, at least 11. So yeah, enemies were trying to take you out, but no chance. I mean, like literally taking this vehicle out of when it's cooldown is just a pure suicidal mission, because all the factors that I mentioned before: good DPM, good gun handling, strong vehicle overall, 1690 base experience, insane, and on top of that, you made some credits for that. I mean, it was a mission, but you still make credit. It broke even when dealing almost 12,000 damage. Insane stuff. Alright, so you've been wondering how the desired setup for a S-Conq looks like. Well, I'm gonna show you right now. On my preference, it will be hardening the turbocharger inside the mobility slot. You don't need the firepower because on top of that you can put the firepower slot, but preferably you have the mobility. You have really good firepower, but you have low top speed of 24 km/h, so I recommend using the mobility slot with a turbocharger, and on top of that the rammer, just to increase the DPM. With Pudding, with Brothers in Arms, Recon, Situation Awareness and Snapshot, you have a beast of a tank. This is my desired setup for the field mods, and you know, once you start to put all the bells and whistles, putting, probably some of you might have the innovative loading system or anything like probably the fire control system or anything like special like that, this thing becomes a monster. So as I mentioned, the 3.4k DPM, insane, the gun handling, insane, aiming time, dispersion, good like gun handling. Only problem over here is the ammo capacity of 40. Wish this vehicle will carry more rounds, because as you saw, when you fire pretty much 8.5 rounds a minute, those ammunition start to run low at the end game. Especially the top speed, it's 34, which is it's kind of low for this heavy tank, but it is what it is. You will not be able to go 40 or 50 km/h. That will be broken OP. On top of that, the reverse speed is very low at 12, so you want to do everything to increase that up to 17, because obviously you want to retreat out of position, and doing that with 12 km/h it's a bit of a pain. 15 power to weight ratio, it's once again very decent for a heavy tank. You can move around the map quick, you can reposition quick, and terrain resistance are very nice. 10 degrees of gun depression, 15 elevation are very comfortable to work any ridge lines. And keep that in mind if you are using your gun depression over the rear of the vehicle. It's only 5, so if you face hug these vehicles back, the S-Conk won't be able to shoot you to aim for your upper plate or lower plate if you are hugging its rear, so keep that in mind. And the armor layout, even though on paper it's really low, yeah, you have 38 millimeters in the rear. Artilleries are loving to shoot at the back of this tank. 400 meters view range, it's very nice because you don't even need to use vents or optics to go above 45. And keep it in mind that you're a loader, it's your radio man, so you want to use first of all probably situation awareness, and after that intuition, and maybe safe stow, which could be a good pick because you're, as I mentioned, you're losing ammo rack when you're getting hit straight into this part over here, or even if you get hit over here or over here, you're still losing your ammo rack most of the times. So how to take down this vehicle? Why is it like a Cheftain? Well, when it's using his full degrees of gun depression, there's nothing green. I mean, like, even with 326 penetration, I mean, you can still try to hit the cheeks, but once you're pretty far, like 50 meters and above, no way you can hit those things reliable. As I mentioned, the turret ring is pretty low if you face a hugging. Extra protection on the upper plate. I mean, like, look at that, 325 effective. The lower plate is better, so make sure that you are hiding that away. And I mean, you can even side scrape a bit, but don't do that thing reliable. This was the video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your video, actually for your replay, Tirk 022, and hopefully I'll see you on the channel again.